you just failed another term of school. Or maybe you just didn't do as great as you wanted to. Either way, you desire to do better. So, will you repeat your mistakes from previous terms and years? Will you just go into the year term hoping that everything will just work out for you? You'll just work harder, right? Or will you take the conscious effort to get better by making smart goals and striving towards them relentlessly and strategically? I choose the latter option. Now, term 1, year 11 did not go great for me. I made some mistakes, but I have the decision, the opportunity to make the decision of whether I wish to just sit here and cry about my bad performance last term, or I can come up with an actionable, strategic plan of attack on how I can get the marks I wish to get. In order to achieve my academic goals this term, I will be utilizing a very powerful learning technique using a tactic from The Art of War by Sun Tzu and implementing a practice from Atomic Habits by James Clear. The study technique I will be using is active recall. Now, what is active recall? Active recall is a very functional and fundamental learning technique, which essentially centers around remembering and reapplying pieces of previously learned information in order to better ingrain this information in your mind. Pretty simple, right? Yes, but not so easy to execute consistently. This is because it requires constant focus and mental stress to get results. Unlike rereading and highlighting your notes in 31 different colors. I'm going to be applying active recall to my studies by utilizing 3 different practices. The first one being practice papers and practice questions. Second being the Feynman technique. And third is by summarizing large chunks of information into smaller ones using my own words. If you want a more in-depth look at what active recall is and how you can implement it into your studies, I will be leaving the links to videos in the description. In order to study consistently and utilize active recall, I will have to be very economical with the resources at my disposal. It's just as Sun Tzu stated in The Art of War. The line between disorder and order lies in logistics. The 2 resources which we must utilize effectively in order to attain our academic goals are focus and energy. Without energy, we can't perform any action whatsoever. But without focus, we cannot direct our actions to a productive cause. This is why you should dedicate time in your day to activities which energize and focus yourself. In order to energize myself throughout the academic term, I will be going to the gym 3 times a week, eating energizing snacks, hanging out with my friends on the weekends, and watching a film from time to time. To stay focused, I will have a dumb phone, arrange fun activities on the weekend so I can avoid wasting my time on cheap dopamine on the weekdays. And if I ever feel scatterbrained, I'll just go out for a walk. Except not today because it is raining. Another vital part of crushing the opponent that is academic incompetence is having a decent morning and sleep routine. They are important because your morning routine will set up your trajectory for the rest of your day. And your sleep routine will help ensure that you stay well rested and so that you can have a great morning routine again the next day, which will again set up your trajectory for greatness. Personally, I will be keeping my routines very bare bones and basic in order to nurture consistency in my routine. My morning routine will consist of me waking up at 7 a.m, going to the bathroom, washing my face, brushing my teeth, drinking a glass of water, going back to my room, then opening my blinds and cleaning my bed. You see, very basic activities that you would normally do in a normal day. But what I'm doing here is I'm using the technique called habit stacking, where you consciously lay out what activities you will do one after another. You do this so when in the morning when you're very tired and unfocused and you're just kind of like, you are able to get on with your day because you know what you have to do and you don't even have to think about it. When you don't have something like this in place, or at least when I don't have something like this in place, I tend to just lie in bed like, you get the point. My sleep routine is also very basic. I will be shutting off technology at 10:30. Then when I feel like it, I'll brush my teeth, go to my room, open my reading light on, and then I will lay in bed reading a book until I get tired, close the reading light, and then go to sleep. With this sleep schedule, I will be guaranteed at least 7 to 7.5 hours of sleep. By following this study attack plan, I hope to achieve these grades over here. And even if I don't get these exact grades, I do think that I will at least be doing better than I did in term 1. And even if I don't do better than I did in term 1, then I'll just have to resort to another strategy. Just like Miyamoto Musashi said in his book of the 5 rings, using the same technique twice is inevitable, but using it 3 times is redundant. In statistics, the line between disorder and order lies in statistics. It's just as Sun Tzu stated in The Art of War. The line between order and disorder lies in statistics. What the